I'm John Claiborne Isbell, author of Destin de Femmes, French Women Writers 1750 to 1850, published by Open Book Publishers of Cambridge, UK. Who gets to speak and who does not? One fine day in 1950-something, the Comtesse de Pange, president of the Société Stalienne, put on her best and went to see the head of the Pléiade, that gatekeeper of the French literary canon, only to be told that Germaine de Stael would never appear in their series. Well, now she has. But constructing this anthology of French women writers, 1750 to 1850, still involved consulting more than one War and Second Empire edition. Perhaps half its 30 women authors had barely been republished since 1900. What is going on? A sample of 30 leading male authors, 1750 to 1850, would not encounter this difficulty. Several, Rousseau, Voltaire, Diderot, Chateaubriand, Musset, Hugo, have earned handsome complete works, and journals and societies proliferate. But the powers that be, it seems reasonable to say, which after 1793 banned the word citoyenne and women wearing trousers, have by and large been more comfortable sending French women to the guillotine than seeing what they had to write. In French, femme publique and homme public mean two different things. Ô grands hommes, la patrie reconnaissante, to great men, the thankful fatherland, reads the inscription above the Panthéon in Paris. The building contains just 6 women, with Marie Curie, who won her 2 Nobel Prizes in 1903 and 1911, entering only in 1995. The French establishment, like others, has preferred celebrating predominantly male achievement, and the patriarchy that complicated our 30 women's lives, from works left in manuscript to beheading, has been remarkably at ease, erasing them from its national narrative. It seems time, in short, for a new century of French women's voices. These women range from duchesses to butchers' daughters, from royalists like Elisabeth Vigée-Lebrun to socialists like Flora Tristan. Confronting the revolution, they span the political spectrum from left to right, as their publishing choices here stretch from resolutely public work, Olympe de Gouges' ringing Déclaration des droits de la femme in 1791, to private memoirs and correspondence, even personal diaries like Louise Collet's Memento. The anthology includes love letters, Juliette Drouet, and philosophy, Sophie de Condorcet, and its authors range from Suzanne Necker, who condemned divorce in 1794, to Flora Tristan, shot in the chest by the husband she could not be free of. From this diversity, in turn, a fascinating narrative emerges, one of women's multiple responses to patriarchy's dead hand. Certain themes recur: wet nurse, convent, unhappy marriage, as do certain decisions. A focus, for instance, on female genres, like Sophie Cotin, who published anonymous novels and left her poetry unpublished, or like the great memoirists of Revolution and Empire, Lucie de la Tour du Pin, Sophie de Rémusat, Adèle de Boigne. And yet, more than one woman defied that male pressure to swim against the current, like Sophie de Condorcet adding her own 8 letters to her translation of Adam Smith, or Marceline Desbordes-Valmore giving up acting for a career as a major though still understudied romantic poet, like Marie-Jeanne Riccoboni or Sophie Gay writing theatre, like Germaine de Stael, Olympe de Gouges, or Flora Tristan writing and publishing politics. 1750 to 1850 is the Romantic period writ large, and this anthology was born out of the insight that French Romantic historiography remains conspicuously lopsided. Aside from Georges Sand and Germaine de Stael, women writers are often name-checked at best, if not passed over in silence, including figures like Félicité de Genlis, who published over 140 books and educated Louis-Philippe. The women of the age deserve better of posterity. Frankly, they deserve better of France. My hope is that this anthology of women's destinies will encourage scholars to reopen those old Second Empire volumes, as I have, and maybe bring out a new edition. To speak of Sophie Cotin at a 19th century French Studies conference, instead of feminism in, say, Flaubert, who trashed Louise Collet, or the misogynist Baudelaire. To ask, finally, whether French Romanticism has a missing planet, one raising questions less urgent to its male practitioners. The married Victor Hugo told Juliette Drouet that she was not to leave her apartment without him, and the two stayed that way for 50 years. Today, the splendid French National Library files Drouet's letters not under D for Drouet, but under H.